Hello, everybody! It's everybody's favorite podcast about an obscure exercise clones that sold on Fox in the early 2000s. This is That's Squid, a queer freaklings podcaster. My co-host.
I'm Ludovico. Sometimes I'm limited, sometimes I'm unlimited. I don't know.
Wow.
That was deep knowledge. Um,
Um. Okay.
We're gonna have an episode today for y'all.
It solely is an episode.
Yeah, there's some unfortunate implications coming up.
Okay, so do I read the start?
Yeah, let's go straight to the introduction, the recap.
This episode, the Q gets involved in the spooky happenings inside real estate lawsuits when Jason's father falls ill while working. Despite Jason not having the best relationship with his father, he wants to go see if he can help his family. Meanwhile, Chloe is being investigated by some board of psychiatrists because of the events of the last episode.
At Jason's family business, Jason tries to fix things up with his family, while Derek gets flirty with Tori, one of the company's assistants. They eventually find out the reason Jason's dad got sick was that the stone room that's being used as a meeting room is being haunted by the founder of Northgate Holdings, Wallace Seaton. He killed and tortured the original owners of the land the company owns now. But by revealing the bodies of his victims, they finally get their revenge and final rest. Jason patches stuff up with his dad, but we end on a somber note with Chloe deciding to leave the Free Killings crew so she can keep her license as a psychiatrist.
Which then gets weird because, like we mentioned before, there's a weird continuity of this episode because of how these episodes are listed. I think she's still in the next episode by Wikipedia order.
That's like what we often talk about. We mention it multiple times that we're not sure if the order is correct with these episodes, but it definitely is after last episode because the events are like following the shadow vampire thing.
Yeah, the Filipino shadow vampire. So this episode,
I actually had to condense a lot in the recap because in a way a lot happens in this, and in a way not a lot happens in this. It's very weird.
Yeah, like I guess before we go into the main thing with this episode, I might as well say this episode is really nothing really happens at one point. Like a lot happens, but also just kind of nothing at the same time. It's bizarre tone wise.
It spends so much time with Tori and Derek flirting, and then at the end Tori is basically not part of the story anymore. She just disappears.
Yeah, she's just I don't understand why have her hair besides like I guess there's the comedic scene when they first kind of get the ghost. And Derek is like naked.
Yeah, he's in his underpants. Derek almost gets laid in this episode because Tori is like really hot for this guy. Also, what did you think of Derek tattoos?
What tattoos?
Yeah, at one point, she shows her tattoo to Derek, like on her tummy. And then later she says, now you show me yours, and he shows two tattoos below his hand palms, and it's like a circle, a black circle, and something else. And were these tattoos there at any point on Derek's body in previous episodes?
I don't know. Maybe they just put the tattoos there.
Did they just decide this episode? Okay, now we have tattoos.
I guess it's for like I don't know, like that moment I was like just wondering why it was there. It was very like why do you need to have the tattoos?
Also, why does he suddenly have tattoos that he didn't have? I have to go check on the old episodes if he really doesn't have them.
Yeah, this is we investigate the zone.
Yeah, we really gotta unveil like the deep lore.
And we're gonna figure out why. Is Derek like, I don't know, Black Sock? What's Black Sock? Is Derek into black metal? Is Derek, I don't know, into Wicca? I don't
I
know.
mean, the black spot is like that thing that you give somebody if they're fucked. So that's like the
Yeah.
closest that Derek is just fucked, and that's why he has a black spot.
Is Derek haunted, cursed? I don't know.
Yeah, that's like it's these tattoos. Like he starts wanting to explain them, but then Tori introduces herself instead. So we never find out what the tattoos mean. Thank you, Freaky building up suspension for things you will never explain again.
I just like I mentioned, it's part of why like a lot happens in this episode, but it feels like nothing really. The stuff with Tolly is so nothing. It's like, why have these scenes at all? It's like we're gonna go into it later, but
I have one idea.
Jason's. Yes.
My idea is maybe they wanted to have like the tension of because now we know like Lan and Derek won't get together. I think they basically decided that at one point of the show, and now they wanted to like create tension like between like if the romantic tension between Chloe and Derek, and now introduce a new character to like have like Derek almost do it with that person. So it's more like of a let's see how Chloe reacts to this scenario, or let's see how the fans react to this scenario. Do they want to see this pairing? And that leads me to a point that I thought about today. That is, this show would have needed like one popular ship to like keep existing.
Yeah, the thing is, there's not really any like there's romance, but it's like we mentioned before. The actual romance of this is like very underwhelming and not that interesting.
Yeah.
Like you come into Freaky Links for like the weird dialogue, the writing good or bad, just the weirdness of the characters. You don't come to for bad love triangles or like just bad.
I know. Romances. But then again, like Supernatural started like that. But then later they had the ability to have a shipping that's not incestuous, which is very good. And then they actually had like 7 or 9 seasons. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And like that's what this show would have needed. Like they could have had all their quirky, funny stuff, but then they should have just have something enough of like a situation where there's like a shipping options or possibilities. Of course, we weren't there yet, like with writers actually building that in like often, because they knew they could get the show popular through that.
Yes, and I see up Derek and I don't know. Cannot figure out what is all.
Like the base is there because you could, like Derek could either be with Lan or with Chloe. Sadly, not with Jason.
Not with the Desert Squid.
Not with the Desert Squid, I think. But yeah, the possibilities were there. It just didn't, I guess, capture people's imagination. The like romantic aspects of the show.
I guess the stuff with Tori is also like saying, okay, we're gonna make kind of Derek like kind of a ladies man. That's kind of hinted in earlier episodes even, but it never really comes back.
Yeah, but like mostly like she is the like active part of the flirting here. Derek is more like a doofus that barely understands what's going on, and he's like trying to seem cool and sexy.
I guess that goes into other parts. How do you feel about Derek in this episode? For like an episode that's meant to be focusing on another cast member, well, folks, we'll get into later.
I mean, of course, maybe it would have been better to like give Jason more time. Yeah. But like from the writing, it definitely is Derek.
Yeah, like I was saying,
it's definitely like peak Derek doing his shit.
Like it's very weird because we're gonna get later into it, but like for an episode that's meant to be like a more somber character piece and one of the side cast members, it's still very like Derek. It's still very like Derek in this. He's still like his very goofy self.
Yeah. Also,
and honestly,
Lan gets like not Lan. Chloe gets like the funniest line when Derek like has a fear of getting psychoanalyzed by her, and she's just, no, I thought you would try to get laid.
Yeah, I was saying that aspect it's better than the last episode because Derek is still very entertaining as the doofus he is.
Yeah.
The bear like just the goofy asshole he is that just does not know what's going. There's some like fun interactions with him and Jason, I think, in this also.
Yeah, definitely. Like there's good dynamics. Like I realized at this part, like except for Lan, everybody has something going on at this point. Everybody is in some kind of arc. Like, because Jason is resolving things with his family, his arc is finished after this episode, I think. Like, he doesn't get any more development.
Yeah.
But he is still in an arc, and Chloe is in the psychiatrist license arc, and Derek is, of course, still trying to find out what happened to his brother.
Yeah, Lan is like we talked about this. She's like the least developed character of them all.
Yeah, her boyfriend just disappears.
The what?
Yeah, like we never hear anything about them breaking up or something. He just disappears from the show.
No, Ludo. He just went away to his home planet like Pussy from the Simpsons.
Yeah, basically.
He just went to hang out with the ghost, with the Wappa zombie, and there's a Squid, and the Filipino sand vampire that are there, just doing stuff. He's a guest man featuring in the new Eminem album, in the new Hobson album as well.
I just imagined if, like, in the last episode of Free Killings, like all the cryptids and monsters they fought would like come at the last scene when they have to fight the evil corporation or whatever, and then they would all like go, "Yeah, we're gonna help you."
Yeah.
Then it's just like Desert Squid. It's like Marvel's Avengers, but with all the Free Killings cryptids.
Here's the old guy also that was meant to be a character.
Yeah, the ghost is back, the dinosaur is back, everybody.
Everybody's real, all the icons.
Yes.
The cop ghost also, that's there.
Everybody. But yeah, another thing I noticed, like the next one is the Reanimator one, right?
Yeah.
And the last one was like Filipino Shadow Vampire. And here we have like Torture Ghost, right? Yeah. So I feel like this is Free Killings' dark arc. This is their like edgy phase.
Yeah, like I think this middle part is them still kind of figuring out the soul and trying to stick like doing like a middle between what the audio stuff we liked and also kind of just like the original idea, the guy idea for Free Killings. So you get this weird like combination of quirky humorless Free Killings and then assy dark stuff. I think we're gonna talk about it when it comes, but I think the next episode figures out way better how to do the perfect balance. The last episodes are like incredibly good. Huh?
Yeah. The next one is definitely extremely interesting, but we'll get there. But I can spoil that they both involve torture, which I mean we should probably get to the point. We should probably get to the thing.
Okay, I guess do you want to say our overall opinions on the episode, or just talk about the thing and then just go more?
We can talk about our opinions after we talked about like the elephant in the room.
I guess it's worth talking about and not just going. So I guess you just introduce it, Arlo.
Okay, so
not Ludo. Sorry.
So we are both very white, I think, but
we are both white European.
There is something pretty uncomfortable in this episode, and I don't know like why they thought it would be not weird. The thing is, so it starts up not at the start. You think nothing bad would happen because this guy tortured white homeowners in the past, right, to get their land. Torture could kill them, but now in the present, when he's like haunting the owners, he's almost exclusively torturing like black people. Mm-hmm. And it's like torture scenes of a guy from the 18th century, so like towards the end of slavery, just torturing black people, and it's like very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like incredibly uncomfortable. I remember when we first watched this episode, like a couple of friends of ours, everyone was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, there was this general sense of just unease of what was happening, and it's like, I do not still know if the writers knew what they're doing. I'm guessing probably not.
Because it's weird because like this and the rapper episode have like a pretty big black cast. Like they don't just have one token character or something. They actually like hired a bunch of black actors, which is good for that time, I think. But then they just have a script where it's just like, okay, so like of the 3 black characters, 2 are gonna get tortured by this white guy. Just yeah, that's just normal.
It's just so weird because it's like never commented on the episode, of course. It's just like there, and there's like you are seeing black people being taught of by an old-timey American guy who was a hormonal.
And
there's just so
Derek doesn't get tortured. Derek just gets thrown into a grave in a vision. But he never gets tortured. Like the only white guy that actually gets tortured is the guy that I didn't even mention in the recap because there's so much happening, but it's so inconsequential. It's just some guy in the psychiatry ward who worked for the company and was like haunted before, and he helps them figure this stuff out. But like he and Tori are just like stepping stones to finding out the case. They don't actually have anything going on with the case except for being like victims. Like they have no like motivation actually to help them, besides Tori like being slightly flirty with Derek.
Yeah, and it's like there's so much to unpack in like the way of just the imagery in it that's just really bad.
Yes, like I don't know, it's so weird.
My best guess in a way is just they come up with this story and like have the setting for like lawyers, because lawyers, estate, you can just get there starting like a lawyer can handle a case of like old legal whites about real estate. That's a thing that happens. And they had this episode about Jason, so my guess is just they cast that the casting. They just did just had the idea, did the casting of course, and do not think of the contest.
Yeah, because the thing is, they build up to this episode in an earlier episode, where Jason almost goes to work with his family and goes back to being a lawyer.
Yeah.
So this is established that his family is like in lawyer business and stuff. So we all they seem to have known at a pretty early point that these were gonna be like black people they're gonna cast. Or at least partially black people, like.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. I don't think they just they either nobody thought about it or nobody cared, which also is an option.
Like this is a way 2000s Fox shows. I do not know how much. It seems like this writing team, by looking at some of the people, it seems like they had 1 or 2 non-white writers, but it's very much like 1 or 2 people. This is I imagine, looking by just the directors and the writers of this, most of the people in this are just white old guys that do not think about what they're doing.
Or they were aware and like that's like I'm not gonna give them the benefit of a doubt here. Like, what if they were like aware that it's like adds exploitative elements to it, and like this is their edgy phase?
Yeah, that's very possible. Like this is always 2000s Fox shows. I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt. So it's like this is very much a possible scenario. We're gonna never figure out because there's no like things. We're never gonna talk.
I don't think we can like just contact the writer. Hey, was this like accidentally racist, or was this like did you want to be racist here?
Yeah, did you want to do a racism?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out that way.
Yeah, you can also like just look at the way stuff very uncomfortably, like at the part of the episode, because like. Now, like, you can probably just do like the examination on like the way stuff in this episode, and also bring it to the stuff like Jason and his father, and like that stuff.
Because the other thing is the rest of the writing. There's like you could recast this episode with like white actors and the script wouldn't change. Like this, it's not like it's written to like it's not about like racial stuff. It's not about racial politics. The episode at all. It's like they never talk about that stuff in this episode at all. Not even like
just
one line or something that's about being like POC or something.
Yeah, no, it's just like an episode about like the core story of Jason is just there. It's a very like core basic telling of like storytelling ideas. It's like somebody from like a family of like important job here wants to do a thing that's less respected, and like the struggle between wanting to like follow his parents in doing the respectful stuff and just and be on the other side being free.
Yeah, and there's the point. That's actually like one of the more relatable parts of the entire show.
Yeah, like I don't think the Jason stuff is bad at all. It's honestly kind of interesting. I just think it's like not that handled. Like Derek's like the center of the center of the episode of the latter parts, and honestly, it feels like we miss Jason's perspective in other parts that I think would be interesting. But I think the Jason stuff is still not that bad if you just put it as it's his own thing.
Yeah. Like
story.
if we compare this to like because he is at the end of the day almost like one of two black. He's only one of two black main characters, and he doesn't get a lot of time. And if you compare it to like other black main characters or like sidekicks of other shows from that era, they rarely get an episode where there's actually something to do with them that's not directly related to race. Like often if they get their episodes, it's like directly related to like either I don't know, it's almost always like negative stereotypes, like something with crime or poverty or whatever.
Yeah, I do also want to point out very quickly that I looked up the writer for this episode, and he was a producer in a bunch of 24 episodes.
Okay.
Walter was co-executive producer on the 24 movie. Walter was co-executive producer on a bunch of episodes, and here's the thing: he was co-executive producer, this writer, on all of the later episodes after this one. So like the biker one, the Florida one, the last episode we love. He was co-executive producer on all of those.
Okay, but like he was the producer. So like that's not exactly saying that he had towards the end of the show. I feel like they just did what they wanted.
Yeah, he was also the writer on 3 episodes of this, the dinosaur one, the one with Legally Distinct Stephen King.
Yes.
And as in this one, he wrote all these 3 episodes. He also wrote 2 episodes of Medium.
Checks out, yeah.
He wrote the video game Spycraft and was the creator of it. Spycraft is a F&B spy adventure video game.
Maybe he did a little sidestep into video games.
And also wrote 2 episodes of Halo, amongst other things.
So this is an established TV writer.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the things that we talk about in these episodes often are endemic to like US TV writing of that era.
Yeah.
Like not thinking about the consequences of some stuff you put on the television.
Yeah, like you can see a lot of just like either way, if it's intentional or not intentional, it's bad. But you just can see a very much like carelessness with this. And as just talking about it, the old white guy ghost is not that interesting. It's all just boils down to...
The first time I watched it, I actually thought it was Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, I think they thought, wait, is this like George Washington? Did they get like some real guy?
Yeah, it seemed like a real guy.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing speaking English? Did you actually base this on like some real person? Is this some weird
I sadly didn't do the search to find out if it's real. But like the weird thing is towards the later episodes, they like divulge more and more from actual real stuff and just go into their own weird fantasy world. So like the first
Yeah.
couple episodes have way more references to real world stuff, and then towards the later ones they like try to start building their own mythology or lore.
It's the kind of prestige. You have the biker, you have the reanimator, you have the skunk ape, but it's still so separated from even that stuff. Um, Even it's just vaguely based on some big thing.
Yeah, like ever since I feel the rapper episodes, the stuff is just like original creations and not very influenced by real world myths and cryptids. Like the
Yeah,
earlier ones are almost always based on some real creative.
it kind of feels like they wanted to use the fact that this is a show that takes place on like all over America to just go into various territories and various like like we're gonna meet our own thing we make up for this state or this city.
Yeah. I think it would have worked way better if they did the road trip thing, but they could have beat Supernatural to it at this point. If
Yeah.
they had just like a multi-episode arc where they travel through different states.
But yeah, going back to that, I just want to say the part. I guess we're now going to just generally our thoughts on the episode. Overall, I just thought this episode lacks a lot. Like the Derek part is entertaining, but besides that, it just kind of feels like a lot of nothing. Like they introduce two characters that don't do a lot, and the main thing in this, it's just literally Ghost is angry at real estate. There's not a lot of just interesting or even horrifying stuff in this besides the racism.
Also, let's just be real. Most people that want to see some like cheesy horror stuff with some comedy mixed in, they're not like hyper focused on lawsuits and property stuff. So like
Yeah,
just the subject itself is pretty dry as material for an
like
episode of this.
like I think this could work in a Naruto show. Like if you're doing like a more I guess darker show, like more darkly comic show, an episode about like a ghost hunting because of a lawsuit can be like counting or even interesting. It's just this is not the show for this. It's not the show for like psychological horror or comedy around the real estate lawsuit.
Yeah,
Ghost.
because there is some moments in this where you think about, oh, they could do some smart stuff here. Like I don't remember, I didn't notice the line. I gotta look at my notes, but no, there's some part where there was something where I could like read some kind of social commentary into it, but I don't know if it was even intentional.
Yeah, like
So there
I
were
don't-
possibilities to make this one like more interesting and goofy. They just didn't take the risks.
Yeah, like I think the lawyer stuff can be interesting. Just like it's interesting for Jason's character because of course you have Jason the ghost monster hunter guy, and then you have lawyer and actually like hyperfight position, and you can do that interesting. But besides like as a character thing, I don't think they don't really do a lot of stuff with that. It's just Ghost is angry at real estate.
Yeah,
And he's starting people of it.
yeah, and like they do Ghost 3 times in this season, which is kind of, it's not a good sign. Like if you have to go to Ghost for 3 times in the first season of your like Supernatural show, because like it's a pretty well explored thing.
Yeah, like I like Ghost a lot, but they don't. The Ghost episodes in this are like, besides the last Ghost episode,
Yeah.
it's not like they do anything interesting around it. They're just ghosts.
Yeah.
They're just ghosts.
It's just
like,
Ghost.
like literally, the ghost old guy, just the ghost old guy, just like, hey, I'm the old American guy.
The Ghost protocol got activated when they like started the lawsuit.
Yes, it's like, oh no, hello, it's me, old American guy. This goes against the American code. So I'm gonna have to torture you now. It's just how it goes. I cannot let you on my property. It goes against the non-violence. It goes against my anarcho-capitalist beliefs. No. Now I'm just an anarcho-capitalist old guy, American ghost. Yeah, it goes against the The non-violence agreement. I'm not gonna pay my workers more than $0.
Okay. I mean, just talking about this episode, I get like way more interesting ideas. Like, I can imagine somebody like how's the guy called again who did Get Out?
Jordan Peele.
Yeah, Jordan Peele. Like, if he got this script, he could actually like make it about race and like make it work. I think.
Yeah, like,
you can like make the home tune down the fucking torture, like remove the torture, it's exploitative. Then make the homeowners like black homeowners that actually got land were some of the first, and then this racist guy like murders them and takes their land, and now there's like actually like some reason for the ghosts actually to go after these people when they want to solve the mystery.
That actually kind of reminds me. It's not the same thing, but there's a very good like black horror anthology called movie called Tales from the Hood.
Yeah, of course.
And one of the stories in that is about like this old like racist white Southern politician. He's like in this slave house while doing his campaign, and just gets hunted and killed to death by the ghosts of the slaves.
Yeah.
That work here there. Like, that's interesting. That has commentary.
Because at the end of this episode, the ghosts of the murdered people, men, they actually bury the evil ghosts alive, or undead alive. So it's like, that would have worked that would have hit way harder if like these were like black people that bury the white racist guy.
Yeah, and it's like, even ignoring the waste like angle of this, you could just like make a story about like, oh now Derek, Jason and his father have to like do a legal battle with the ghost for property rights. That would be fun.
That would have been hilarious.
Like just like have a legal battle with the ghost about property rights.
See, there's so many better ways for this episode to like play out.
Yeah, like you can go like full horror, you can like social commentary, you can go full absurd. It's not that bad of an idea of like a property rights ghost. It's just they literally do nothing besides just the thing of like the typical thing of just there's a ghost hunting because this is the ghost territory and it tortures people.
Yeah, this ghost mostly follows like the rules of classic ghosts, except for like it gets more powerful the closer they get to revealing its secret. Which, they explain this, but they never explain why. Like, no other ghost does this, so why is this one, like, getting more powerful? He can, like, remove the dad from reality towards the end of the episode.
It does not even talk, the ghost, it's just kind of just...
He's just torturing! It's, like, just a torture ghost.
Yeah, this is like, I love torturing, I'm the torture ghost.
Yeah.
I just love them some torturing. But yeah, we talked about the ghost enough, I guess. Do you have any thoughts more about the Jason stuff, or do you think already?
I thought it was pretty cool for like the time, and like it felt relatable in parts.
Yeah, and like it gives character to character that... Like, I like Jason a lot, but he often does not have with Lang, he often does not have a lot to work with. So it gives a bit more character, and I do generally like that.
Yeah, in a lot of episodes, he gets used similar to Chloe to just have an opposing viewpoint.
Yeah, with this is actually like I do like this. I do like that when the show like when he goes to Derek and says, "Yes, I have a job. I'm gonna become a lawyer now." The show does not seem to really punish him for that. It just this is his position. This is what he's thinking of doing. Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one more thing before we wrap. I guess Chloe. We haven't talked actually a lot about Chloe yet.
Yeah, Chloe's arc is that she's like her professionality is in question, which is so hilarious. Like, it's so forced because that therapy woman literally got jumped by a fucking shadow vampire.
Yeah, like it's so fuck. We talked about this in the episode we did with my friend Arlo, but it's so real because it's like that woman literally saw the ghost.
Yes, she
Like,
saw the shadow vampire. She got sucked by the shadow vampire.
it was literally like you're literally being attacked by a Filipino shadow vampire, and it's like oh, I still don't believe it. It's like
It's so unprofessional how they saved me from the shadow vampire. They should just let me get killed.
like I like the thing is. There's some interesting stuff, I guess, with the thing in the psych for like the psychological ward for like that character we did not talk about because literally useless.
I have his name
But,
written up, I think.
Yeah, but in that scene in the psychological ward, she does do an interesting thing of like, oh no, I can risk my license even more if I use my position to talk with him, and I do think that's interesting. But the whole like actual conflict around it, it's so fast. It's so unbelievable. And like this is so about like fiction is all about not believing. It's all about the actual just like it's fiction. It's not meant to be like 100% always realistic. It's meant to focus on your emotions often. But it's nothing really. It's not. It's just so absurd.
Yeah.
And I do think Chloe has some good lines. The actress, for her, do some good work with the not great, yeah, the not great writing she has to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. But besides of that, it feels very forced. I do think they later on do some stuff with Chloe, but that's for later episodes. Okay, so
the side character is called Ted Carpenter, so I assume it's like a Carpenter reference.
I think the thing is like he was like the vice president or whatever of the lawyer group.
Yeah, but do you think it's like John Carpenter reference?
Yeah, it's on Carpenter.
Yeah.
Unless he's like an actual Carpenter, or he's like a capital lawyer, possible.
Maybe at 2 jobs, Carpenter and lawyer.
Carpenter lawyer. That has to be like illegal to have these
I
days.
build your house and then I sue you.
I'm gonna build out. No. That's what he should have done. He should have just built another house for the ghost. That's how this would.
I'm pretty sure certain cultures do that, like to exorcise ghosts, just build houses.
Yeah, but yeah. Do anything else? I like just.
I think we talked about basically everything that's like of importance, except for that line that I forgot, but it happens.
What line?
Like I said, it was something that you could like interpret social commentary into it, but I was not sure if it was intended.
Yeah, I think overall this is like it's
very average.
Overall, it's an average. I think this, like we mentioned before, this is like the last of the average episodes because for like the last 3 or 4 episodes it would have been very average, but after that it just goes into some beautiful places.
Like even the next episode we're gonna have a lot more to talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about more. Like I said, the show is very interesting because it has a bad first episode, 2 like pretty decent early episodes, and then a very boring middle, and then it just gets into sicko mode and starts working in the last couple episodes.
Yeah, the show starts violent dancing suddenly.
yeah, it starts getting soakified. It's great.
It's getting down with the sickness, basically.
Yeah, but this is Barry. I think. Yes, before I go into music corner, in terms of like the last episode, I guess since this is the end of since this is the end of this slog of episodes, how would you rank this part of WikiLeaks?
I mean, I would have like had it on in the background while playing World of Warcraft as a kid, so that's my rating.
I'm mostly just walking of the 3 episodes for this middle of the song.
Yeah, that's exactly my rating for these 3. Like I wouldn't have actively watched them, but I would have listened to the things happening while I was gaming.
Yeah, like a pop. I cannot really rank them. Besides, I guess the dinosaur episode was the best, and then.
Was the dinosaur 3 episodes ago?
But no, there was Vital Dino. I think it was after the Hamburgers, wasn't it?
It was before Harbingers, I think.
Okay, but yeah, it's so I guess it's part of the art. But yeah, I guess this is at least more interesting than Harbor. So
Oh yeah,
literally
yeah, yeah.
anything.
It doesn't have internet magic though, which is sad.
Is this less racist than Filipino vampire?
That's hard to tell. Like I think that's not our judgment to make.
Yeah, it's not our document. That was just a sort. Not just
Yeah,
less
yeah. It's
racism
just like
about it.
I couldn't have a good answer there. Like it's hard to tell. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. My ranking of this episode, it's not what the nation. Good job.
Good job. It's
not.
not the most horrible. It's just kind.
It's not.
It's kind of problematic, as they would say.
Yeah, it's just a kind of problematic middle episode of this 2000s fuck. So, but yeah, let's go to music time.
Music.
Okay, so this episode is like incredibly obscure musicians hour.
Yeah, I didn't like vibe with a single track when I listened to this, watched this today, and like the music just flowed over me meaninglessly.
Okay, let's go to more obscure, like the most obscure of this band, because it's literally the one I'm gonna talk about the last, because I cannot find of that. But what was the name? Like it's literally the name of the white I sent you.
Bukowski.
Yeah, Bukowski. This is a I think it's a punk band from San Francisco or Los Angeles. Here's the thing. I tried to look up this band. I can literally find nothing about them besides Los Angeles Times article about bands and musicians inspired by that writer.
Huh.
They were listed along with like U2 and the Bob. Great band because great things.
I literally have no idea where their song played because like I didn't hear a punk song there in this episode.
Wait a second, I'm just getting the good old list of this.
I mean, it's certainly true, I just don't know at which point it plays.
Yeah, they literally just the only thing I can find about them. The only thing I literally can find about this band is just that Los Angeles Times article. I think somebody just put their music on Bandcamp, and their guitars for 2 years has like a page.
Okay.
Their song Café Corby is their song.
Okay. Did you listen to it?
It's the one. No, it's the one that's in the song.
Yeah, but we don't know where.
This is like incredibly forgettable music.
Probably because like nobody remembers it.
I don't know. I literally cannot find anything about this band. Okay, time for the other one. This one is. Let me actually look up the name of this song. It's "Walk on Water" by Otis Ball.
Okay, so not Walk on Water by Creedence Clearwater Revival, which I would prefer.
So this is kind of. So this guy Otis Ball, I can only find really his all music. Like his allmusic.com thing.
Okay.
And this song is so interesting. I'm gonna send you the song on YouTube, and you're gonna notice that it has some extra musicians on it, and then I'm gonna explain why those musicians are there. I sent you the link.
Oh.
So yeah. So apparently, according to the AllMusic page, this musician from New Jersey was found by the two guys from They Might Be Giants.
Damn.
Like he got the career because of the two guys from They Might Be Giants.
Okay, so that's actually interesting. Wow. Good, well done, Freaky Links Music. For once,
I,
there's something really weird that's not like a racist Russian wife or something.
racist Russian wife. Racist Russian wife. I love you. But yeah, there's he seems to be like a musician, I guess, inspired by They Might Be Giants and the similar songs. I actually don't remember when the song of this guy played.
Yeah, that's hard to tell with any song in this episode. Like, I would have to go back and like compare the songs. Wait, I'm gonna listen to it right now. It doesn't show on the recording. Okay, load. Yeah, I have no idea where this plays. No idea.
It's a very like 90s artwork. You can kind of see they might be science inspiration because they're literally in the track.
Yeah.
So They Might Be Giants asking for in freaky links. We're gonna do our the pay. I'm gonna do about They Might Be Giants now. I'm gonna talk about them. No.
No, I think most people are pretty familiar with them.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking. I'll just read this Might music before I go to the last one because the last one's also very weird.
Sure.
With I'm just gonna read this all music thing with his own style of worked out synths, melodies, quickie pop, ethnics, and math pop to immigrant Buddhism and Charles Mason.
Wait, what Buddhism?
Buddhism and Charles Mason.
Okay.
Otis has been described by critics as either a misunderstood genius or just plain nuts. Discovered from Zon and Zon from They Might Be Giants, Otis Barlow jumped from ship from his Midwest territory to settle into Hoboken, New Jersey, where he not only scored a deal with Bar None Records but also released his debut full-length album I'm Gonna Love You Till I Don't in 19.
Why is that album name funny to me? I'm gonna love you till I don't.
I really hope this guy actually did not claim Cyrus Manson to be one of his influences.
I just know this guy went back into obscurity because like I ain't heard of that guy ever.
I guess his connections to They Might Be Giants did not.
So he didn't do anything. Did he do anything else after like later in?
So here's the thing, I can literally not find anything about this guy besides that our music page.
Damn, he literally dropped off the map.
Dropped off map?
Maybe he hates the internet. Maybe that's the thing.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm just gonna... Okay, so the last one is Bright Blue Gorilla. And I'm gonna send a thing to Ludo. Because this is probably one of the more weird things that happened here. And we literally had... They Might Be Giants connections and Quakerings.
And weird, like, jazz...
Okay, this is their official page, Ludo.
36 Husbands.
No, this is the movie they made. Because this is actually... They're actually the actors.
Okay, this is good. I like this. They're still playing. They seem to be happy. This is like the first not like big mainstream act that actually looks like they're still doing okay nowadays. They survived being in Freaky Links.
Wow! But I'm gonna read this description. White Blue Gorilla is robbing Rosencrantz and Michael Glover. In 1999, they quit their lay jobs, sold everything they had except their guitars, and bought one-way tickets to Europe. They've been traveling the world ever since, making uplifting movies and music.
So what you're telling me is these people living the dream. Just like they're just like having they're like living the rock and roll life.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the song they play. It's called Cocoon.
That's the one that's in the episode.
Yeah.
I think that I know where this one plays. This is the one that plays at the end of the episode when Chloe leaves, I think.
Yeah, it's really like kind of folksy.
Yeah, and
Like,
slightly melancholy.
yeah, I imagine they like this is like very like kind of like kind of aligned to like indie folk and like that stuff, like twee kind of pop stuff.
Yeah,
So
it definitely has like
it's
an
not
indie pop, indie rock flair.
it's not bad. They apparently, so I don't know if they're married or friends or whatever. So I'm not gonna say, but apparently they also directed a bunch of movies, including this movie called Twee's 36 Husbands,
Yes.
which seems like a lot.
That's a lot of husbands.
I'm gonna read one of the letterbox reviews for this movie.
Okay.
This movie is a science script thrown in a blender with the psychedelic music sealed and soul, with some supremely strange casting and everything else.
Okay.
It seems weird.
Yeah, it sounds weird, and it sure seems like something we should check out.
Yeah, this is like for the Freaky Links movie club.
Check out 36 Husbands if you're listening to this podcast. This is an official endorsement.
No, we're not. If these people are Nazis,
If these people are totally fascist, then that means we are fascist.
No. If these people are into eco-fascism or like some weird stuff,
we know nothing about these people, but we completely endorse them.
Well, no, we are not endorsing these people. We're not legally viable. We're not. Okay, but yeah, this honestly seems very interesting. Looking at just the bands and things, it's kind of very much like even not the sound for Freaklink, like genuine interesting people that are interesting not because of like
racist Russian wife.
They don't have a time for a Talking Heads reference. This was not my beautiful racist Russian wife. In my beautiful house with my beautiful racist Russian wife.
Yeah, that's what that guy is doing right now, I think.
But yeah, this seems very interesting. I guess, like, to wrap up, my thoughts about the music in this episode is it's kind of like, I don't think the music itself is bad, it's just like kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
How it's used.
It's also the total opposite from next time.
Yeah, next time we're gonna get into some very interesting stuff. We're gonna get into metal. We get into metal boomer musicians.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into. It's finally time. We're gonna get into bikers, H.P. Lovecraft again, and Brazilian icons and kinda asshole Max Cabalella.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot to talk about next episode. So everybody get hyped for that.
Get hyped, but yeah, like always, you can find me on Alles of What on Twitter, Alles of What on Twitch, Alles of What on YouTube. Ludo?
Yeah. I'm on Twitter, Ludovico_LTD, and yeah, check me out. Check out my music and stuff. Hell yeah.
Bye. Thanks for listening.
So I guess you're gonna tell me that I was chasing Tori to compensate for any latent feelings of inadequacy brought on by a pre-adolescent lack of nurturing.
No, I thought you were just trying to get some action.